I like breaking shit down. Like I can go in the warehouse, fucking break everything down and make it way more efficient. Like I'm really good at doing shit like that. So I try to push myself in the direction to where that's where I want to go to. And my job now, that's where I'm at now. I got myself there. Like, yeah, I started at the bottom by doing stupid ass fucking getting hit with sewages in my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I got smacked with sewage from fucking Miami, bro, at 2 a.m. in the morning, bro. Smacked with sewage. Like, that shit is disgusting. I wanted to quit, right? But it's like, fuck it. Eat that shit, my nigga. Like, and move on and just better yourself because it's something that you can do. It's just a stepping stone. Well, for our next topic, boys and girls, is it might be a little sensitive, but fuck it. We're all about it. Is being poor a choice? Are poor people just not working hard enough? Might be touchy, might not. But I'll start off with Doe. What do you think about that, Doe?
I feel like there's a Starship Troopers game that just got announced. What? Terran Command? Oh, all right. Let me get out of Summer's Games Fest mode.
So I hate people like him.
I feel like you guys might get mad at me because although there are facts at hand, right? How come, in Detroit, there is almost the same amount of homelessness than in San Francisco? Not homelessness. There's a lot of people that don't have jobs, right? It has a very high unemployment rate, comparable to San Francisco. And San Francisco has a higher homelessness rate. They're saying that rent has a lot to do with why people become homeless. Which is why in New York, a place with very high rent, you're going to see a lot more homeless people as well. I think we're going to get into a point where you're not going to be able to blame homeless people like on their own. I don't think you can necessarily tell everyone to, you can pull yourself up and you can do this and do that. And I don't know if you're going to be able to say that with the way inflation is going, with the way a lot of these different things are moving in the country. I don't know if it's going to be on us really to fix this situation that we have going about, because it just seems like more people are becoming homeless. It doesn't seem like the numbers are going down.
Yeah, I
do you
don't
think they choose or no?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Butch. Sorry.
No. I was asking though. So you're saying you don't think people choose to be poor?
I don't think people choose to be poor, but there is a hot take that I have. There are some people who refuse help and stay on the street, and they don't want to be in a shelter. They don't want to be anywhere but where they want to be. And I think you also have those people as well.
So we're gonna say Mateo?
Oh, I forgot completely. Like I was listening to Doe and it went completely out of my head. I think that obviously like homeless people experiencing homelessness, homeless people, they are part of like the discussion of can you work your way out of being poor, right? But there's also just people that are just working jobs that just aren't paying enough, right? And is there a path for people like that to improve their situation? Like people experiencing homelessness, like there's some mental health issues and PTSD and all kinds of things that go into that, right? There's a not insignificant amount of homeless people that are veterans and things like that. So that's definitely a discussion in and of itself. But even like people that are working, even people that have a place to live, the average American doesn't have like $500 saved up, right? Like a medical emergency, their car needing a new transmission or something. you're fucked. Like, you're gonna start taking out shit like payday loans, and those things are always exploitative. There's not a fucking like a payday advance that doesn't exist that is not going to exploit the person that's taking it out. They have fucked up interest rates, and you have to pay them back in a certain time frame, or you start getting hit by that. It's bullshit. There's a lot of systems that are set up to keep poor people poor. I mean, even homeless people. You have to come in if you're renting an apartment or something, right? You have to come in with. Most recently, my apartment that I moved into, they wanted 3 months of pay stubs.
That's fucking crazy. To get a crib, you need to have a job for 3 months, even if you could afford it.
Yeah.
Nah, I think so for sure. I don't think people choose to be poor. I'm like, and to Doi's point, there are some people that refuse, that may have opportunities to get out of their situation, and they don't take them. I think you're always gonna find that in any group. But I don't think people are choosing to be poor. I think life is fucking hard. And there's a lot of shit that keeps you down. With that being said, I don't think you could really say that. Like, I think you need to encourage people to do better anyways. Like, even like, you can't just be like, yeah, I mean, the system's keeping you down, man, so just stay fucked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to encourage people to work their way out of, a situation.
I think
any number of things could kick you on your ass. Like, you could have been with the person and together you guys were making decent money, and now, you split up, and now you're like, shit. Now you're scrambling to figure life out. Like any number of things like that could set someone back, and it's like, it's hard to account for all these things, and everybody ain't lucky enough to have an education or have a great career and a family that, like, even just being born into a family that has money affords you the opportunity to, like, fail at more things. You could try things, fail, and not destroy your life because your family got your back, So
I honestly think that's all kind of bullshit. I think that it's all a choice. You can definitely, and I'm only saying that for experience. Like, my father came here from Mexico with no family, fucking 15 years old, busted his ass as an immigrant, did what he had to do. This man is now a U.S. citizen, has a fucking house, supported a whole family with nobody out here to help him. You know what I mean? And meanwhile, you have people who are born here who just like choose to just be lazy fucks. Like, and I get it, some people's situation, it's hard, but there's always a choice. Like, it's gonna be a tough road, but like, yes, I don't think, like, I'm not rich, right? I'm probably considered maybe poor, I guess. I don't know I don't even know if there's a middle class anymore, like, to be honest. But it's like, if we're just talking, like, if you just decide to, like, not help yourself out and just give up and say, oh, the system, this is like, that's a fucking excuse. To me, that's some bullshit ass excuse. Like, yeah, some people don't want to put the work in to get where they want to be. But if you, like, there's a bunch of millionaires who started with shit. They were fucking living in cars and shit like that, and started a business, and they started from bullshit ass jobs.
Do you know why you know about all these millionaires that allegedly started with nothing and they worked their way up and they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps? Because it's fucking propaganda, dude. It's not the average experience. It's bullshit.
I would say most of them, for sure. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm not saying every one of those motherfuckers is telling the truth, but I mean, there's people who literally started from the ground up. You know what I mean? Like, people who just started like a small little business or a little ice cream business or a little taco truck business, and now have a fucking restaurant. And, like, bro, yeah, some people are at a disadvantage than other people, but bro, it's literally like, you can make the difference. It's hard. It's not easy for, you know what I mean? It's not easy for most people to do what they got to do to get there. But I think it is a choice. Like if you want to bust your ass and really grind. Now, granted, there is some shit that happens in life where it just you kind of just feel hopeless. Like it's just damn, bro. Like I finally get one step up and I get bounced down to two steps back. But it's like, bro, like me, bro. I don't think I could ever be homeless. Like and when I mean by homeless, I mean like just not having money to survive and just living in the fucking streets. Like, bro, like I would literally just. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's. I know some people have like disabilities or like some type of shit mentally, and they're in the street for that reason. Like they're not up there. But it's just like, bro, I can't see that happening for myself. I'll fucking do a job that most people won't want to do, like whatever it is. Like some people. You're on mute though. Some people look down on people who work at the waste management plants. But, bro, some of those guys make fucking bank. You know what I mean? Like, some people... I know this dude who laughed at somebody working at Burger King. He was saying, like, oh, I don't know how people can be proud of that. I was like, bro, that's a fucking job. Like, if that person's happy that they got a job at Burger King, like, bro, don't make fun of that person. That person's trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Burger King. Yeah, it's like, bro, I started off working at Pizza Hut. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a motherfucker's trying and he's starting somewhere, bro, like that's like people shouldn't look down on people like that. I don't look down on people who work at fucking Burger King and McDonald's. It's better than the motherfucker not doing shit, trying to collect fucking easy checks. Like that to me is like there's a choice. Like people have a choice to be pieces of shit.
I think you've got a choice whether you're going to work or not, right? Like kind of sometimes, right? Because there's extra factors and mental health issues and things like that. There's things that can absolutely stop a person from being able to work. But I don't think that upward mobility exists as much as it might have used to. I think that the times have changed. I think the times have gotten fucking harder. You hear stories about people working 3 jobs and they still can't fucking make rent. That's fucked. You shouldn't work 3 jobs and not be able to make fucking rent.
Yeah, I have friends that have hit rock bottom and they're trying to come out of it, and it is very fucking hard for them. Even with 2 jobs, trying to get to either job without a car in Florida or wherever they're living is just rough. It's not easy. You got to spend a lot of time planning how you're even going to get to the job you just got. And like I get it. There's a lot of city jobs. But there's not enough of those jobs for everybody. At a certain point, that you're gonna have to settle for the Burger King. You're gonna have to settle for something that pays less. You know what I mean? Which is why I always am in favor of raising the minimum wage, because you got to be able to survive off of if you're doing 40 hours at these places and you're spending a majority of your time there, you've got to be able to get something back after 5-10 years of service. I don't think it's right, like what a lot of these jobs do, where they allow their workers to work 38 hours, 37 hours, just as long as it's not 40, so they don't have to pay for the benefits and shit like that.
I honestly think the problem with people is like, to say where someone works at. Like some people look at certain jobs and be like, that's beneath them. Like I've had a conversation with people be like, bro, if I was smart enough, I would probably still work at Chuck E. Cheese as a general manager, making $90K a year. Like people be like, oh fuck you, but you gotta work at Chuck E. Cheese. Bro, there's motherfuckers at Chuck E. Cheese making $90K a year. Tell me what job right now is teachers don't even make that.
You could just
teachers don't even make that, bro.
You could be a store manager at Publix and be making great money.
That's what I'm saying. Know what I mean? People
Whole
look
Foods.
at job titles or where you work at as a beneath thing. Like, bro, you're an uneducated swine at this point. It's like, bro, like you want to make fun of the next nigga working at Mickey D's, but let that dude become a manager.
I think
that man might make more than a teacher.
A teacher?
A teacher. My
the
Hennessy's got me. The Hennessy got me.
You dropped that shit like 5 times.
My bad.
I watched Pucho die inside when you said that.
Yeah, teachers don't get paid that much. I think
They
their
don't,
average salary
and I
is
think
like
it's terrible.
$30K or some shit like that.
And I'm sorry for teachers out there
Unfortunately.
that are that work. I feel sorry for y'all because y'all
It's
are teaching the
bullshit.
youth. It's
Yeah.
bullshit. Y'all should get paid a lot more. But I'm tired of motherfuckers looking down at people like because they got jobs. Like, bro,
It is-
the
Yeah,
I
man's
think
trying
you're
to work.
focusing on the wrong. No one
No, I'm
here is
focusing on
looking
everything.
down
I'm
on
saying,
nothing. What are we
I'm
talking
not saying
about?
you. I'm
No,
just
I
saying there's
think he
people that
is-
have that stigma though. Like, oh, I don't want to
Yes.
work there. So that's a choice that they make. Like, oh, I need money. Go work at McDonald's. Nah. Why not? You need money, right?
I think
Go do that.
society.
I just don't know
society
anybody.
is-
I don't know anybody that's
Sorry, you
like
don't know nobody though.
dead fucking broke, got no job, and they're just refusing to work anywhere. I don't know, and not a single person.
I've heard.
Yeah, I'm
They
just
can't
saying I
stop
don't
like
know
that.
anybody.
I'm sorry
Like,
I'm
like-
glad you don't know nobody like that then
in
because
life,
I've seen it.
in life, I've certainly met people that have been in circumstances where they're maybe getting a disability check they don't deserve, or getting some kind of like like I knew a dude like who cashed unemployment checks for years. They just kept re-signing up for unemployment, but this was like 20 years ago. So it's like it's different times. Like there's not that much government assistance out there. Like people try to make it seem like these welfare queens that are propagandized, they don't really exist. Like,
Yeah.
there's some people that maybe they could work it out. Maybe they got a couple baby daddies. They got enough child support with this and with that maybe they could make that work. But it ain't the case. Like for most people on government assistance. But
Yeah.
This shit's just ridiculous.
here's my question though. Because it seemed like you're saying anybody could work their way out of, like, basically anybody who's not in a good position, that's their fault. Like they could make it happen pretty much. And I'm like, do you feel like we've grown up with people that are hustling 100% of the time? All they're thinking about is how to get into a better position in life.
Chasing that bag.
And they somehow never make it there. Like, we all know that guy. Like, you think that guy's choosing to be poor?
I know somebody like that. Like, yo, this dude has great work ethic. I see him working all fucking day. He works around where I work at. Mad cool. I see him doing deliveries. I see him taking dogs from the Biscuits and Bath. I see him at Insomnia Cookies. I see him everywhere.
I would
He
say that person's just not
Sorry, would you say he's choosing to be poor is my question.
not saying that he's choosing to be poor. He's not really putting his skills to better use. He's doing a whole bunch of many jobs or doing this and that, but he's not really sitting back and be like, yo, what can I really do to push through?
Well, he's
Like,
doing all of this. He funds his like music career through this.
Okay, so he's trying
So
to be a
he's
music
trying to-
artist.
yeah, he's
So
trying to
okay,
do
that's
music,
different.
right?
That right there, you just added something now. So it's like okay, he's doing all these little jobs to help him in his career of music. So like that's different to him just not having because at the point to me it sounded like he didn't really have a plan. He's just doing multiple jobs and not really focusing on what he's really good at, and driving to that direction.
Yeah, I
But
think
if
you're
he's
still focusing on the wrong part, because the part that we should focus on is what happens when his music career fails and he just never makes it. Did he choose to be poor? Is my question.
yeah, he still chooses because at that
And
point
I think we have
if
a
you fail.
completely different mindset of what the word choice means.
If you failed, then now you got to make a choice to give up on that to not be in the dirt.
Yeah, but I
It's-
mean,
it's
like,
a
what if you
choice.
just keep trying and it just never works out for you?
You got to
that
you got to
person
cut
chose?
it. You got to cut it at some point.
No,
Like, I wanna be
I'm
a-
saying, what if they keep trying different things throughout life? I
No,
know
that-
grown ass people, 50 years old, that have just odd job their way through life, and I don't look down on them or nothing like that. But I'm saying, like, I don't think they made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that person is choosing to be in the position that they're in. I think they've tried a multitude of ways to get out of the position that they're in, and they're still sort of there. Like, you're lucky, Tone. We are lucky. Like, Like your first two whips are like family cars. You got your mom's crib where you were able to live there, and like I lived out of my mother's house for a while, and like we have a family that could help us and things like that. A lot of people don't got all that type of shit. Like
No,
my first two cars I bought from family members for way cheaper than those cars are worth. Like if I didn't have that situation, I wouldn't have been able to own a decent car. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
you would have. But I'm saying you would have found a way.
My
You
How
would've taken
could
the
I have
bus, like you would have.
slammed? How else could I have slammed his door and his side view mirror fell off?
Oh, that
that
happened.
was terrible. I screamed. Doey slammed my
actually
door
happened?
Doey slammed my door so hard that the side view mirror just fell off the car. It just
What a piece of
it
shit.
fell off and then shattered on the ground.
Just the glass. Just the glass
That
part.
shit hurt my heart, yo.
Tony, I've got a scenario for you.
All right.
You're living in Austin. The average rent in Austin is about $1,700, and your only job is at a McDonald's 40 hours a week at $7 an hour, whatever the fucking minimum wage is. How are you getting yourself out of the situation?
Do I already live in the house, or am I trying to get into the house?
You're trying to get into an apartment. You started that job last month.
You
Well,
wouldn't be looking for an
I wouldn't be
apartment.
reaching that high. I would try to find like some type of assistant living for now to stack up. Like, and that's just saying I don't have no family, right?
Them assisted livings be having like 5-6 month
Waiting list,
like,
yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah, that shit is kind of crazy too. But yeah, I guess at that point I would try to live out of some type of cheap ass motel, just so I could be able to shower and get to work, and just pay for that until, like, I'm not trying to seem like everything's easy.
Well, I mean, and then we can start adding on all like the other scenarios and shit that would happen. Let's say your car broke at that point. So now
Taking a bus.
you're taking an Uber every day to
Or
work,
walking.
or you're walking, or you're on a bus or something. But that's also costing you 4 hours out of your day. You can do it. You can save only 40 minutes out of your day if you take that Uber, but you're paying $40 a day for the ride both ways. Like there's a lot of shit that just stacks up on people, and it's
No, yeah.
fucking tough, man. I don't know that I feel comfortable personally saying that anyone chooses to be poor.
Yeah, I'm not saying. So, let me.
You're
let me
100%
specify.
saying that the guy
I'm
who
sa-
hustled his entire life and ended up poor, you're saying, yeah, he chose to be poor. That was exactly the prediction.
Oh,
That was
I'm
the
saying
exact
to the
scenario I
pe-
drew
I'm
for you.
speaking to the people. I'm speaking to the people who choose to be poor. People who bust their ass and they end up poor. They need to find a way to. They need to harness what they're good at and channel that into something that can propel them to do good.
Could we replay the conversation we just had?
Rewind
You're
it.
saying
Go ahead.
Doey's man is funding a music career. I'm
He
saying
needs
when
to call
that
it quits
music
at some
career,
point.
huh?
He needs to call it quit at some point. If
Sure.
that shit's not
And
working
I'm
out,
saying-
call it
and
quit.
then throughout life, if he just tries a series of different things and nothing really worked out for him in terms of like getting out of that struggle, then I asked, did that person choose to be poor? And you said, yeah, he chose to be poor.
Yeah, I still stand with that.
Wait, all right, you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm
but-
not.
Okay.
It's a certain level. It's differences. There's differences to it.
I'm saying
Like,
that
if-
person hustled his whole life and didn't make it. And you just said he didn't choose to be poor. Now you're saying he did choose to be poor.
because
so
he
I'm
could have
just
chose a
confused.
different path. What he was doing wasn't working. Sit back, look at yourself, and say, "What I'm doing is not working. I need to change something to make it work." It's simple. It's like what's the definition of insanity? You're doing something and you're doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. No, change that shit the fuck up. Do something else. If this ain't working for you, we all have a friend that used to bust his ass doing car washes. Now this nigga, he changes his life around. You know, his fiance helped him out, and now this man is doing good for himself. He has a home. He's doing better. We all know who that is. I'm just saying, like, there's choices and shit that you have to sit down and talk to yourself and be like, yo, I'm not doing something. It's not working out. I need to make a change here or there, and go with it. Now, if that doesn't work out, sit back again and be like, okay, what is fucking up? There's a choice. There's something here that I could change to make myself better.
I think that stories like that tend to be the exception to most people's experiences, though. I think that's why we remember stories like that, is because it's like, damn, look at what happened to a homeboy over here. He got out. He's on the up because of whatever wacky circumstances led to that. But you hear about those because 90% of the time they don't. Their situation stays the same. It gets worse. It improves a little bit. It gets worse again. Like it's tough, man. I don't know what I would do if my life hadn't worked out the way it did. I've been very lucky in my life. I've talked about this. I dropped out from college. I fell into the tech industry, and luckily I had some skill there and was able to build it from there. That's not the average experience for a college dropout. That's not the average experience for someone with only a high school degree.
Look at me.
A high school diploma, not a degree.
I got a high school diploma. I went to college to try to be a cop, right? That didn't work out. And then I actually started doing IT shit. Like I have an uncle that he's a fucking master at it, right? He got all his fucking degrees and shit like that. And he showed me the way, and that's how I started building my own PC and kind of pulled it together. Pucho helped me out with it as well. I tried to be a chef at one point. There's a lot of things I tried to do that didn't pan out. So some of it kind of pushed me in a route to where I'm at now. Like, so it's just like, I know I'm good at managing people. Like I'm good at like, and I'm not trying to blow myself up, but I'm good at finding things and finding solutions and organizing and making things easy. Like I'm really good at that. I like breaking shit down. Like I can go in the warehouse, fucking break everything down and make it way more efficient. Like I'm really good at doing shit like that. So I try to push myself in the direction to where that's where I want to go to. And my job now, that's where I'm at now. I got myself there. Like, yeah, I started at the bottom by doing stupid ass fucking getting hit with sewages in my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I got smacked with sewage from fucking Miami, bro, at 2 a.m. in the morning, bro. Smacked with sewage. Like, that shit is disgusting. I wanted to quit, right? But it's like, fuck it. Eat that shit, my nigga. Like, and move on and just better yourself because it's something that you can do. It's just a stepping stone. Like, so it's like, if there's some shit that doesn't work out, yo, change your course. That's all I'm saying.
There are some aspects of what you're saying that I don't necessarily disagree with, right? I do think that I am not a big fan of the always positivity, always positive all the time messaging that you see a lot of people talk about. I think I've mentioned this before. I think that focusing on the positive all the time, I think it's bullshit. I think that it reduces your ability to actually see danger coming. But I also don't think that just focusing on the negative is the way out of a bad situation, right? Like it's you need to be realistic about the negative things, but you can't just get caught up in that, right?
And that's what I'm saying. See the good and the bad and make adjustments.
But
I understand probably how I'm coming across is like almost insensitive or like dickish, but it's like maybe how I'm seeing is like, bro, I've seen it work. I've seen this happen. I've also seen people fail at it. Like I got family members. Like at this point, I think it's a mental issue at this point of why they're not pushing through and they're just being and a little bit of laziness. Because it's just like, bro, like people go out here every day and bust their ass and they don't really go far in life. But what they got a home. They're not rich. They don't have the fanciest cars. They don't have this. They have the bare minimum shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the end of the day, are they considered poor? Maybe, but they're not poor in the sense where they're dying. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not fucking
what does
like
poor mean? I think
that's a.
I think choice and poor. I think you define these words differently than I do. Because like,
are you all right? So let me break it down. Are we saying when we talk about being poor, are we talking about homeless, like the actual homeless people poor?
I mean, homeless people would be part of what we're considering
homeless is
poor,
beyond
right?
fucking poor.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm trying. Okay,